Happy Union City Sunday? What's going on here? Clearly I'm on Tabletop Simulator, but things are a little bit different from what you might expect from videos for this channel. Welcome everyone to Union City Alliance Heroes Unite, an upcoming cooperative superhero deck building and exploring board game created by Paul Malco, whose characters may be familiar to those of you who have been following my custom Sentinels videos for some time. In a recent video, I had mentioned that last year I had been playtesting Sentinels Definitive Edition. The other thing that I was playtesting was this board game, and Paul Malco has asked me to show off the game in one of my videos, and I am more than happy to do that because this game is really cool. Let me just be real with you right now. I think if you like Sentinels, you will like this game. This is a very different game because it has exploration. It's got a map, which is what you're looking at right now. That's the unfilled map grid, and of course it's also a deck builder instead of a fixed card game. But if you're like me and you play a lot of cooperative games, this has some similarities to Aeon's End. And if you're not like me and you were really disappointed that there's not going to be any more Sentinel Tactics and that Prime War never happened, this game might fill the void. I'll admit that I played Sentinel Tactics once and I didn't get it, so could be wrong, but I think you're going to like this. So I have set up this game, and we're going to go through the first turn here in just a second. I'll take and show you some of the components here before we get into it. Like I said, this is the map grid. This is your starting panel. Look at how good these map tiles look. It's got some instructions on it, and we'll do that in a minute. We've got 3 standees for our heroes. I'm going to be playing Lady Sunbeam, Dr. Tomorrow, and the Green Death. And again, 2 of those heroes should be familiar to you if you've watched my Sentinels videos. Lady Sunbeam, on the other hand, is new, though she's also getting a Sentinels deck. And let me say up front, I'm going to be playing 3 heroes by myself. I've never actually run this game before, and there have been some changes made to it since the last time I played, so if I get anything wrong, please excuse me. I'm doing my best. Let's go up here and use Odysseus as an example. Every hero, along with their standee, has a number of associated cards. You've got your character card, which has a special ability that you can use, also tells you what your stamina is. And then they have a hero deck, they have a training deck, and they have a support deck. This is one of the cooler things about this game, if you ask me. When you set up a hero to play them, you get the character card, you get the hero deck, and you get the training deck. And then once you've got all your heroes set up, you take the support deck, you flip it over, and you add it to the deck of cards that you will be buying to improve your deck later on. So when you don't have heroes being played in the game, you can still team up with them, and it's really neat. We're going to be teaming up with Wrangler and Captain Jupiter. Sorry, Odysseus. Also, I just want to show you over here on this model. Look at this box. This box is amazing. The art looks fantastic. They've got the rule book. This is a source book. This is like the big advertisement thing, which tells you all sorts of stuff that it has. It comes with a lot of stuff. A lot of little decks, but if you've played deck builders before, you're probably used to that. Over here we have the villain area. This is a source book for the villain. We're going to be fighting the Pteranodon of the Dino Mafia. It tells you a little bit about him, tells you how to set him up. He's got plot cards, he's got peril cards, he's got raptor gangsters, and he's got mobsters. And the flow of the game is dictated by issues. We start in issue 1, which in this case is called Jurassic Shakedown. On the flip side, you've got some rules. It tells you the number of legacy cards you can have in your play area at the end of your cleanup phase. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And it tells you the cost to leave a space that has enemies in it, along with a little bit of flavor text. We've got issue 2 and issue 3 over here, waiting in the wings, ready to be used should things go south. Over here we've got our city cards and our union cards. Those will come into play a little bit later. There are, of course, a bunch of little reminder cards, because this is one of those games where on your turn you have a hand of 5 cards and you just play them all and then you can do whatever you want. I actually like those games. As much as they can sometimes be a little overwhelming, it's usually pretty obvious what things you cannot do and do not want to do. So, here are our hero areas, and Green Death's over there on the side. Everybody's got their deck of 5 cards, they've got their stamina. Lady Sunbeam, her special ability is that she begins the game with 1 heroism, so that's marked over here on the green counter. Heroism is used for training, these special training cards. You can buy them during your turn and add them to your deck, and every hero has 9 unique cards that are specific to them, some of which show up in the team-up decks as well. Dr. Tomorrow has an ability that can be activated during his turn, and Green Death also has an ability that can be activated during his turn, or maybe outside of his turn. He's a very defensive hero. Let's just go ahead and get started. Take and set up this first hero headquarters here. It says draw cards from the Union deck equal to 5 times the number of heroes. Each hero chooses 1 to put here and then trash the rest. So we're going to take 15 cards. Definitely taking one of those. Alright, so I've got my 3 starting cards. These are available to anyone who is on this space and has the right amount of Valor to pay for them. Valor is shown in the upper right as the resource that you use to achieve cards. I picked these as a combination of this one's very cheap and useful, whereas these two are both very good. That is set up. So, let's talk about resources real quick. There are 4 main resources that you get from playing cards. So, this card has 1 might and 1 speed. Might is used for attacking enemies. Speed is used for exploring. It's used for moving around the map. And it's sometimes used for overcoming challenges that show up with city cards. Valor is used for purchasing Union cards. And you can also expend excess Valor in what is known as a bravery action to gain 1 heroism that you can then use to train for your training cards. Heroism, as I mentioned, is only granted by exerting valor for bravery or occasionally by overcoming challenges and defeating enemies, and it is only used for training. And then the last resource is defense, and defense cards come with this in-hand gambit text. A gambit can be used whenever you take damage. Occasionally they can be used whenever someone else takes damage, but those usually have some kind of range limitation, and you just apply the defense, reducing the damage that is taken, to come up with your final damage value. That's the one thing that's going to make playing multiple heroes a little tricky. That being said, this was a cooperative game. Obviously, there's no downside to, seeing everyone's hands, people playing more than 1 hero. This is, I believe, meant to be played with 2 to 4 heroes, so 1 to 4 players. And if nothing else, it's really fun sitting and watching your teammates play and finding out what crazy crap they can come up with on their turns. The first few turns, of course, are going to be a little lackluster because everyone has their basic cards. Alright, let's take a quick look at the reminder cards over here. So the phases of each hero's turn. First is action, where you play your cards, gain your resources, and do stuff. Once you're done doing stuff, you clean up, moving all non-legacy cards from your play area to your discard. You get to keep a number of legacy cards that don't exceed the limit on the issue rules cards. So we saw earlier, the legacy limit is 2 for issue 1. That will go up as the issues go up. Then you draw 5 cards, or if you still have cards left over in your hand, draw until you have 5 cards. Then we go into the threat phase, where enemies on the board will attack you, and once they're done doing that, we go to the peril phase. We go up to the peril deck in the villain area, play the top card, and do whatever it says. Now, during a hero action phase, there are a bunch of things that you can do. You can play cards. You can activate cards. So, for instance, Dr. Tomorrow's special ability on his hero card says if you gained heroism, you activate this card, put the top card of the Union deck on a panel in range 1. He's very good support hero because he's great at manipulating Union cards, getting cards into people's decks quickly. You can empower a card, which, I'll be honest, that's a new one on me. I have no idea what to expect from that. I look forward to finding out. You can use map panel actions. As we explore Union cities, some of the panels will have actions on them. You can confront challenges, of course. If there's a city card with a challenge on it in your space, you can do a thing there. You can attack things. You can maneuver, exerting speed to move to a panel in range 1, and of course if there's an enemy on your panel you have to pay the breakaway cost, which is just extra speed. You can explore to set up new panels, and that's what we'll be doing a lot of in the first couple of turns. If you can't see it very well, each of these panels, each of these empty panels has a speed cost on it, and that's just the cost to explore and move to the panel, and it's set up in a very regular way, so the further you get away from headquarters, the more speed required to explore. Odysseus, it should be noted, is the exploration hero. He's really good at getting to panels. You can achieve cards if you have enough valor. You can train for cards if you have enough heroism. And, as I mentioned earlier, you can be brave, exert 2 valor, and gain a heroism. And at the end of your turn, all of your unspent resources go away, with the exception of heroism. That's why we've got a counter for it. I think with that said, we're all set to get started. It is going to be Lady Sunbeam's turn first. So, if you played a deck builder like this before, you know the first thing you do is you play all of your cards, and then you figure out what you have. So I have 3 might, 3 speed, and 2 valor. Let's see what everybody else has in the way of valor. Not much there. Not much there. Okay, she's going to go ahead and start exploring. We'll go to the left. So we'll exert 1 speed to explore to the left. Take a look at the back of this. It's a little bit different from the grid that's on the board here. I'm going to assume that this is what the final version of the grid will look like. It's these plus signs that are missing, and those say that when you explore the panel, if you have 3 heroes, you get an extra union card. So, we'll flip this over. It's the Hades Club. Has no special setup instructions, so we just pull the top 2 union cards and put them here. 4 cost and a 3 cost, cool. And then we pull the top city card and put it here. Oh, I should mention, I'm playing with a scenario. Just because I have played this game before, I sort of know what I'm doing. The scenario in this case is Street Pirates. So we've got Sparkplug, the Felonious first mate. He's got 5 stamina. He has a debut action. It says put a card costing 4 or less from the Union trash under this card. So let's go take a look at the trash. Grab a Flurry of Blows. So this says when you defeat this, another player destroys a card in their hand. That's good because you can get rid of your crappy cards. If you have a card in your play area that matches a quality with the card under this, put the card under this in that player's hand, otherwise trash it. So Lady Sunbeam has moved over here. And one last thing to look at, we have Deal with the Devil down here. So this is our panel action. It says if you achieved a card here this turn, destroy a card in your play area or discard pile that has a matching resource. So that could be useful. Don't want to start destroying cards that much until I've started buying more. Now, let's see, the 2 cards that we've got a 3 and a 4. She's only got 2 valor, so she's not going to be able to buy any of those. That said, she does have 3 might, so I'm going to exert that and punch this guy. One very nice thing is that enemies do not generally heal after you attack them, so she can hit him and leave. Because she still has 2 speed, so we're going to explore 1 more panel, and this one will get 3. Everything at range 2 and 4 gets 3 union cards, unless the panel says otherwise. This one doesn't have finished artwork. Obviously, the final product will have finished artwork, and all the artwork looks pretty great. I mean, you can tell upside down in grayscale, this looks pretty good. This is Green Finger Community College. This has a setup instruction. It says skill up. 1 card here may be a brain card from the trash instead of 1 from the union deck. So hero cards have qualities to them. You can see here on Social Network on the left side under where it has valor or speed as the resources. It's also got that little green symbol. That means it's a tech card or a gear card. The brain is skills. The blue spark is superpowers, and the purple eye is arcane. So let's see, I can pick a skill card from the trash. Let's see if there's any good ones down here. Hogtie's not bad. That would be amazing, but it's expensive. Let's take Hogtie. Alright, so I'll take that as one of my union cards, and then we'll pull 2 more down to add to it. And our city card is Big Rig, the Behemoth Bosun. Wow. And that's what she gets to fall into. Now again, she's only got 2 valor, so she can't achieve any of those. The panel action here is Study Group. If you played a skill card this turn, another hero draws 2 cards. I don't think I did. No, these are all origin cards. They don't usually have qualities to them. Alright, so she is going to exert 2 valor to gain 1 heroism. Let's take a look at her training cards. They both cost 2. I'm going to wait to train until the start of her next turn, which is usually a good idea because then you have the card in hand and you can use it immediately. She will go ahead and draw 5 cards. And now we go to the threat phase. There's 2 enemies on the board. This one has a threat of 0, so that means it will only attack heroes that are on the same panel. Big Rig, on the other hand, has a threat of 1, so he's going to be attacking Lady Sunbeam pretty much no matter where she is. Oh wait, hang on a second, I just noticed something. This says issue 2+ exclusive. Thank goodness, because I was thinking he was a bit much. So because it's issue 1, we put him at the bottom of the city deck and get a different city card. Okay, the Black Flag. This one, each other player discards a card. Oh, that's not fun. So challenges are a little bit different. They usually require valor or speed to overcome, and in this case it says 4 valor. The challenge difficulty is 1. So every time you exert 4 Valor, you place an Overcome token on the challenge, and once there are as many tokens as there are the challenge rating, then it is overcome. So when this one is overcome, it says destroy a card in your play area or discard pile, then each other player draws 2 cards. So that'll make up for it a little bit. Alright, that's the end of the threat phase. Now for peril. Family business. Escalate 1. So when you're asked to escalate, you take that many cards from the bottom of the plot deck and move them to the bottom of the next issue's stack. So we've got the issue 2 stack over here. That just gets an extra card. Things will creep up later. If a mobster's on your panel, activate its puppet effect issue -1 times. So if you haven't noticed, that little book with the number on it is the current issue number. Mobsters are not out right now, so we're fine. Nothing extra bad happens. And that was Lady Sunbeam's turn. So, with probably a little less detail, let's continue. Dr. Tomorrow plays all of his cards. He's got 1 speed, 2 might, and 2 valor. Okay, he has some options. First thing he's going to do is gain this social networking card, because that's pretty cool. That goes straight to his discard. His training, let's see, he's got a 1 and a 4. Good to know. With 1 speed and 2 might, he can move over here and take this guy out. Alright, so another player destroys a card in their hand. Green Death only has 4 cards right now. We'll look at Lady Sunbeam. She will go ahead and destroy this Beacon of Hope, because 1 Valor is not going to be useful. Now, it says if you have a card in your play area that matches a quality, with the card under this, put the card under this in that player's hand, otherwise trash it. I don't think I do. Quality here is super or skill. No, so that's going over here, and this guy gets trashed. But hey, we stopped an evil duty head. I can't do deal with the devil because I did not achieve a card here. So that's actually his entire turn. I did not gain any heroism, so he can't do his thing. Just go ahead and draw 5 cards. Alright, threat. This is not an enemy, so nothing threatens. We just get a peril. Family business, escalate 1. It's the same effect as last time, just moving plots to later. No mobsters are active. When the plot deck runs out is when the issue changes. And in fact, currently, we have no way to win the game. Issue 1 is about exploring the city, fighting small-time crooks, and building up your deck as best you can. Alright, playing Green Death sideways is going to be a bit of a challenge. So he's got 1 Valor, 4 Might, and 1 speed. I think he's going to be exploring over this way to see what he can see. We get the Metropolitan Zoo. So this one's got a panel action that lets you deal damage to an enemy. It also has a refresh action, so when the issue changes, you remove an exhaust token from the panel. So we'll want to make sure that we use that. You know, the Hades Club and the Community College, once those are used, they're not coming back. Alright, we get 2 Union cards, and hopefully a bad guy that he can punch with all of his guns. Ram Raid. Overcome says you are dealt 7 damage. That's not a good prize. Double the defense against the damage. A hero gains 8 heroism. Okay, I take that back. That is a good prize. So normally when you exert defense against damage, it's just a 1 for 1. In this case, it's 1 for 2. Unfortunately, he's only got 1 Valor, so that's actually his entire turn. Did not accomplish much. That's okay. Sometimes the early turns can be a bit of a butt like that. Alright, nothing threatens him, because that's another challenge, so we just play a peril. Wrath of the Underworld. Play a plot card. And if it is issue 3 or later, escalate 1. Well, it is not, so we just get a plot card. Drive-by Shooting. Place a Raptor Gangster on your panel. It assaults you, then it moves to the panel of the next hero and assaults them. So our Raptor Gangsters are up here, and they're all pretty much the same. Comes down here, it's got 3 health. So its fight is listed as the issue +1. So it's going to assault Green Death for 2. Let's see if he's got any gambits. Yes, he does. So we will use this in-hand gambit, which is range self. Discard this card to gain 1 defense. And we will also use his Smoke Bombs ability. Once per turn, when you gain defense, increase the amount by 2. So he gets 3 defense, takes no damage. But then the drive-by shooting says this moves to the panel of the next hero and assaults them. So that is Lady Sunbeam. They're driving down here and shooting her for 2. Does she have any gambits? Yes, she does. So I'll just go ahead and discard that. She gets 2 defense, takes no damage. It is usually worth discarding gambits to avoid taking damage. So, that being said, that was Green Death's turn. It is now Lady Sunbeam's turn. Alright, let's play all of our cards. Oh, and before we forget, let's see what we have in terms of training cards. So this one is what's known as a feat. As it says over here in the card mechanics, a feat is a special kind of solo card. When you train for a feat, you do not take a training token, though you must still exert extra heroism for the training tokens you already have. So training tokens are something you get every time you train, and they just increase the cost of your next card by 2 per token. They look like that. So I think we'll leave the feat, because that actually gives you a bonus if you have training tokens. We'll go ahead and train for Solar Flare. So we reduce our heroism by 2, and we get a training token. Future cards will cost +2, except for the feats. Now after you train for a card, you have an option. Any other cards you can take and put on the bottom if you don't want them. I want to keep this one, so we'll just take and move the next card into play, and that's a 7. Good God. Alright, so what did I get? I got a Solar Flare. That's pretty cool. Alright, so she's got 2 Valor, 4 Might, and 2 Speed. The Solar Flare has an activate ability. If you gained at least issue heroism this turn, gain 2 extra Might. I don't think I need that, because with that 4 Might, she's going to just murder the Rapsters. Okay, there are going to be Rapsters for the rest of this game, because I cannot talk. The Rapster Gangers, that's them done. She does not have enough Valor to confront the Black Flag. She could explore a little bit, because she has 1 Might left. This card lets me activate it to gain 1 heroism if I achieve a card. However, I don't think there are any 2-cost cards out yet. Yeah, I know they're all 4s. That's not going to be happening. So we'll go ahead and cash that 2 Valor in for... Actually, no. Hang on. Let's go ahead and explore first. Always better to explore than to waste your resources. We get the Order of the Spectrum's Brownstone. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds awesome. This has a refresh for its action, which is put a card that costs 3 or less from the Union Trash on top of any hero's deck. That sounds awesome. Yeah, we're going to do that, like right now. 2 Union cards. They both cost at least 3. And a city card. Captain Ironbeard, who is a issue 2+ exclusive, so he moves to the bottom of the deck. So instead we get an occult symbol, which requires a lot more valor than she has. That's okay. We're going to use this panel action. Put a card that costs 3 or less from the Union Trash on top of any hero's deck. So I want a card with Valor on it because she could really use it. Social networking. Yeah, she's going to grab social networking, put that on top of her discard, and we'll take an exhaust token and throw it down right there to show that we've used that action. She's got 1 speed left, so she could go to an adjacent panel if she wanted. I don't think she does. I think that will just be it. Yeah, she'll cash her Valor in for 1 heroism, and that's her turn. So hopefully you're seeing at this point that the game flow here is pretty easy to pick up on. Once you accept the fact that, yeah, there's 12 different things you can do during your turn, you're only going to be able to do like 2 or 3 of them. It becomes fairly natural. There are no enemies on the board, so nothing threatens her. She gets a peril. Wrath of the Underworld, a plot card. Drive-by shooting. Get a Rapster. Alright, they're going to shoot her for 2. Does she have a gambit? She does. Discard that to gain 2 defense, take no damage. Then they're going to move over to Dr. Tomorrow, shoot at him for 2. Does he have a gambit? Yes, he does. Retro Rocketeer. Discard this card to gain 2 defense, then reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an origin card, draw it, otherwise replace it. Cool. Unfortunately, he has no deck, because you don't reshuffle until you need to draw. Oh well, that's fine. He still took no damage. And that's the end of that. Alright, let's play some cards. So he's got 3 Valor, 1 Speed, and 1 Might. He will use his Might to hurt the Raptors. That's a no-brainer. They've got a threat of 1, so he's not going to be able to get away from them. But with 3 Valor, he could achieve Yeehaw. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. He'll use the Valor, get this Yeehaw, and then I think he might go ahead and make a deal with the devil. He's here, we might as well do it. This is a 1 and done, so I can destroy a card in my play area or discard pile that has Valor or Might. So we'll go into his trash and destroy a Plucky Intern. And now, I'm going to use this Applied Science and activate it. It says put another Origin card from your play area on top of your deck to gain the issue number in Valor or Speed. So Origin cards in the top right there, it's got the green, and it says Origin with a big O. So we'll take this card, put it over there, and that gives him 2 speed, which means that he can escape from the Raptors. And that, I believe, is his entire turn. Throw that card. Alright, so the Raptors are out of range. They do not threaten him, but he gets a peril. Place a Raptor Gangster on your panel. It immediately threatens. Well, he tried. It is also worth noting, because now we're here with Green Death, this only threatens Dr. Tomorrow. So they're going to shoot him for 2. Now let's go ahead and do Retro Rocketeer, reveal the top card of my deck. It is an origin card, so I get to draw it. How awesome is that? Alright, that's it for him. Green Death gets to do some stuff now. Green Death has 3 Valor and 4 Speed. Wow. Okay, he's going to go exploring, I think. Let's go down. Skyway Traffic Jam setup says, after setting up the panel, trash a speed card on this panel. The action is ditch the card, destroy a speed card in your play area or discard pile. Definitely don't want to do that. But that's going to get 3 Union cards. He moves down here. With 3 Valor, hey, with 3 Valor, he can achieve Graviton Mastery. How cool is that? And then with 2 Speed, because he explored for 2, he's going to move over here, because otherwise the Raptor Gangsters are going to get him. Actually, no, wherever he moves, he's going to get shot. Okay, he will just hold his ground here. No, he'll move over here because there's a bunch of stuff over there. And that's it. Alright, so he's within range of the Raptor Gangsters, so they move down and shoot at him, but he does have a Gambit, and he can use his special power to increase that to 3 defense and take no damage. Then we peril. The city never sleeps. Put a city card on the nearest other panel without one. That's probably... oh, that's the Hades Club. Crashed School Bus. That's a speed challenge. It says you cannot use speed from origin cards to confront this challenge. Interesting. Each enemy with a threat of more than 0 that is not on the same panel as another hero moves 1 panel towards you. Well, that's just these Raptors, and they're over there with Dr. Tomorrow. That's fine. Then if they're in range and have not threatened this turn, they threaten you. He's already been threatened, so he's fine. Or as fine as you can be when you're looking down the barrel of a loaded Tommy gun being wielded by a Raptor. Alright, Lady Sunbeam. Let's see what she can do. Alright, 1 Valor, 3 Might, and 2 Speed. Alright, she's going to spend her speed to go this way and take out these Raptors. It should be noted that Raptors have no benefit to being taken out, other than just not having a lot of Raptors on the board. Because there's a lot of Raptors. That was actually her entire thing. Okay. Hey, she saved Dr. Tomorrow from the Raptors. Awesome. Nothing threatens her, so we shuffle the perils and keep periling. Play a plot card. Drive-by shooting. Now you'll notice this one looks a little bit different from the other drive-by shootings we have. Over there where it says issue number 1, below it is 3+. So because I'm playing with 3 heroes, we get this card and like 1 or 2 others in issue 1, plus 2 extra cards in issue 2, 1 extra card in issue 3. If you're playing with 4 heroes, there's also some 4 hero cards over here on the side you would be playing with then. But for now, that's not important. We just get a Raptor. Assaults her, moves to the panel of the next hero, and assaults them. So that's Dr. Tomorrow, and they're both here at the same spot. She does not have any gambits, so she takes 2 damage. First damage of the game, and then it's assaulting Dr. Tomorrow. Retro Rocketeer, he'll prevent the damage, reveal the top card of his deck. It's an origin card, so he gets to draw it. But that definitely changes up what he'll be doing on his turn. Speaking of which, alright, we're going to go ahead and use Applied Science. Put the Mobile Lab on top of his deck. It means he's going to be getting threatened by the Raptor Gangsters, but that's fine, because I'm going to get 1 extra Valor, giving him 4 Valor, and we will take this Flurry of Fists. It's worth mentioning the Union deck is made up of the 2 team-up decks from 2 of the other playable heroes, but the base deck itself has a lot of other characters in it who you'll be seeing rather frequently. This one is Rick Rocket, and he's clearly the speedster. The ones that I really like that I want to know more about, are Marid there. She's a demoness, and she's a hero, and Union Maid, who's over here on this challenge. She looks pretty cool. Anyway, so that let him gain that. He's got 1 Might, so he'll go ahead and punch the Raptors, just to say that he's doing something, and I think that is it. Alright, he gets threatened. I don't think he has any gambits. Oh, he does. He's got a Retro Rocketeer. Once again, no deck to reveal, but that's fine. So he takes no damage, because he has 2 defense, and then he gets a peril. A city card on the nearest other panel without one. So that would either be the Traffic Jam or the Hero Headquarters. Oh, how about the Traffic Jam? Giant Robot Squid. Oh my god. When you attack this, you cannot maneuver again until the end of the turn. So if you go down there and try to hurt it, it's going to keep you in place. Luckily, it has a threat of 0. Not that it matters, because this is not the threat phase, but we'll have to go in there and take care of that at some point. Maybe. Could always ignore it. That's always an option. Alright, anyway, it is Green Death's turn. Alright, he's over here with some Raptor Gangsters. Good thing he's got 4 Might. Let's drop them. He's got no speed, so this is the one thing that can occasionally frustrate, is if you don't have any speed, you're not going anywhere. How much valor does he have? He's got 3. Could he get something? He could. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab this card. That's better than not grabbing cards. And that's his turn. He got rid of some gangsters. That's worth it. Now, see, he had no speed because he's got all of his speed cards now. Alright, nothing threatens him. Peril. Play a plot card. Rub him out. Spits Jimmy. The hero with the highest stamina is dealt 4 unavoidable damage. So, first thing we do is see who's got the highest stamina. That's Lady Sunbeam. She's taking 4 unavoidable damage. So no matter what she does, she's taking 4. That being said, if she had a gambit in hand... Okay, she doesn't have a gambit in hand. If she had a gambit in hand, she could actually play it. And this can be useful when you have something like Retro Rocketeer, where the defense won't do anything, but he could have still, looked at the top card of his deck. But in this case, it doesn't matter. She took a bunch of damage. It's fine. She's still got more than 20 stamina. Alright, and now it is her turn. We've got some raptors to deal with, and we've got a squid to deal with, and we could stand to explore a little bit more, if you ask me. So social networking gives me either 2 valor or 1 speed. I don't have anything to use the valor on, so I'm going to take the speed and give her 4, along with her 4 might. We'll take out the raptors. And let's see, let's go up to the scrapyard. 1 card here may be a gear card from the trash instead of one from the Union deck. Okay, we have chain summoning as an option. Chain summoning is always a good option. It's an extremely good gambit, and it's got a range on it. And since this is a 2, we get 2 more Union cards. That one costs 7. Cripes. She moves up there. We get our city card. So what does the scrapyard let you do? If you played a gear card this turn, another hero puts a card from their discard pile into their hand. I'm going to do that because I actually did. This is Chopper Hogs. They've got a threat of 2, so it's going to be hard to get away from them. Hit and run. After this assaults, move it to a panel at range 1 with no heroes on it. Debut, put this on the nearest panel with no city cards. Okay, so they go down there. Here's the thing. Number 1, we're going to use that panel action. And that's another 1 and done. She played a gear card so somebody else can put a card from their discard pile into their hand. Okay, let's have Dr. Tomorrow do it. Does he have anything cool? We'll move this flurry of fists into his hand, and it's got an alert on it which says draw a card. That happens as soon as it enters your hand. And it doesn't matter how, whether it is by drawing or something else. So that was worth doing. That's pretty cool. Now she's still got 2 might and 2 speeds, so she's going to move over here, chase down these jerks, and kick their ass because they only have 2 stamina. Defeat says gain 2 valor and 2 speed that cannot be used to progress challenges. So I actually didn't use up that 2 speed. 2 valor is not going to do me anything. Oh wait, that's not true. I can use it to gain some heroism. And we'll go ahead and explore 1 more map panel. It's McLeod University. 2 Union cards. The Union cards are so expensive. And we get a train derailments, which is a 2+ exclusive. So let's try again. Highway robbery. When you add the first progress token to this, gain 3 heroism, then move it to the farthest panel with no city cards. Alright, so she moves up here, doesn't have any speed, she's only got 1 speed left, and not enough valor to do anything, so that was a pretty solid turn, if you ask me. Did a lot of cool stuff, and see, all it takes is just 1 Union card, and suddenly you can do so much more. Alright, there's only 1 enemy on the map, and it's got no threat, so she's fine. Let's get our peril. Family business, escalate 1. No mobsters available. Okay. There are 3 turns left until the issue changes. Alright, Dr. Tomorrow has all the stuff. So, one thing worth noting is that Yeehaw gives you 3 valor or 3 might, which is pretty amazing for a 3-cost card, but you can only exert those resources on the panel you started on, so I'm going to get 3 valor from that. 4 from Plucky Interns. Okay, we're going to pretend like I didn't play this. And he's going to go ahead and exert his valor to confront the Ram Raid, which instantly overcomes it. So he's dealt 7 damage. We get double defense against it, so he's going to take 3, and we'll reveal the top card of his deck. That's an origin card, so he gets to draw it. And that's Magno Gloves, so that'll give him 1 extra valor, so he's down to 3. Well, actually, technically he's down to 2, because I'd have to use the rest on this panel, and that's 4 cost. 1 hero gains 8 heroism. I'm going to give that to the Green Death, because he could probably use it. That was pretty well worth it. Hey, and you know what else I can do? The line enclosure's up here. Let's go ahead and use that action and do 3 damage to the squid. Like, we can defeat that in 3 issues by just throwing lines at it. Alright. Yeah, actually, I can get this. If I take Valor from social networking. And then with his 1 speed, I don't know. He's only got 2 might. I don't want to go down and fight the squid. I will move up here and call that a day. Okay, cool. So, nothing threatens him. Peril. Family business, escalate 1. Getting close to the end of the issue here. No mobsters yet, but just wait. And that's it for him. Okay. I think Green Death is going exploring today because he's got 2, 3, 5, potentially 7 speed. Alright, let's forget Graviton Mastery for a second and use 5 of this speed to explore a 3-cost panel. Gautam Malhotra Medical Center. Oh, the emergency department action lets you heal somebody for 4, but only if there are no cards here. We're getting some cards. Drag Race. That sounds like something he can do. Alright, so that was 3 speed. He's got 2 speed left, and he's got 3 Valor. We're going to spend 2 Valor to gain that card. Oh, I didn't check to see what he can train for. He's going to buy the Emerald Deathmobile, and I don't like this card, so we're going to put it on the bottom of his training deck. Get 2 new cards, which cost 6 and 3, oof, and a training token. Yeah, and then we'll play that for even more speed. That'll give him 4. We're going to go ahead and do this Drag Race. Spend his last Valor to confront it. The Overcome says during the cleanup step, gain X Heroism, where X is twice the range between your current panel and where you started this turn. So I'm going to put that there. How much speed do I have left? I spent 3 to get there. I have 6 speed left. He's going to go over to this panel and explore it. The Neville Fox International Airport. Oh, it's got an action that'll move you to any other panel. That could be useful, actually. Hell yes. Okay. Hold on, I'm about to get crazy here. This one takes speed to confront, but I've already used it. No, we're going to use the airport's panel ability, which says move to any other panel, and we're going to move him up here, which is 5 away, which is 1 more away from his starting panel than that one. Yes, so I think that's all he can do. I could activate Graviton Mastery. I don't think that's worth it. Very few of the Union cards have been really all that affordable. So let's go ahead and clean up, and I get twice the range. So he started over here, went 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets 8 heroism. He's going to be training again next round. Alright, nothing threatens him, so Peril. Crime Wave. Place a Raptor Gangster on your panel, it immediately threatens. What did I just say? Alright, he's got Into the Night. He can discard that and gain 3 defense and take no damage. Alright, Lady Sunbeam. Gonna do some stuff. 1 might is not very useful right now. 1 speed is not very useful. Okay, she can get 6 Valor, and we're going to do that, and we're going to gain a card that costs 6 Valor. Holy crap. And then because I did that, I can activate the Solar Matrix. I achieved a card. That gets me 1 heroism. Now let's see, I should use the 1 speed that she has to move down here, so she's not within range of the Raptors. And I think that's going to be it. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Alright, nothing threatens her. Shuffle the perils and see what we get. Wrath of the Underworld, play a flop card. 1 to go. Raptor Racketeers, citywide alert. Protection money. You cannot achieve cards on any panels within range 1. So this happens right here. And everything within range 1 of the headquarters is locked. And debut says place this on the panel with the most expensive Union card. Aha. They go up here because there's a 7. Yeah, let's just put them right on top of it because we can't get it anyways. Now, again, this is the peril phase. They don't threaten anything. They've got a threat of 0 anyways, so that's it. Okay, these cards and this one over here cannot be achieved. Let's see if Dr. Tomorrow can do anything about that. 2 Valor, 3 Might. Okay, with this 3 Might, he's going to take out these Raptor Gangsters because they're a little bit more of a problem, which is to say he actually can, whereas the Racketeers have 4 hit points. 2 Speed, 2 Valor. The Racketeers have no threat. I don't think I can do anything with 2 Valor. No, not so much. So he's going to gain a heroism for the first time ever. We'll activate his Lateral Thinking to put the top card of the Union deck on a panel in range 1. Admittedly, not that great because we won't be able to get it, but there's no cards down here, so hey, why not? And it's not anything anybody can afford. Did not achieve a card. Yeah, used all my stuff. Okay. Oh, but he can get that jetpack next time. Probably won't, though. I find it's usually a better idea to go for mid-range training cards, because then the lower ones, you know, I can buy this one for 4 heroism, and then this one will cost 3 because of the training token, versus getting this one for 1, and then this one will cost 6, and it'll take longer to get to. So, I'm going to try and get him up to 4 heroism at some point. The threat phase, their fight is 2. Does he have? Yes, he does. He will take no damage. That's an origin card, so he gets to draw it, and he gets a peril. Raptor Gangster. He just got rid of one of those. Does he have another Retro Rocketeer? Yes, he does. Takes no damage from that. Also an origin card. Cool. Alright, speaking of heroism, Buddy over here has 11. He's going to buy this Blaze of Glory. Feat, Empower. Destroy this card to draw 4 cards. So that doesn't give him a training token. Let's throw everything at Haunting Laughter. So, one more training token. But now he's got 2 solo cards in hand. Aw, Poison Gas Pellets. Now, it's worth noting that neither of these cards that I just bought have any resources on them. Haunting Laughter is a legacy card, which gives me an in-play gambit to draw a card when he would be attacked. Doesn't provide any defense, but that's okay because it stays out. Whereas Blaze of Glory, let's go ahead and empower that. Destroy it and draw 4 cards. We could use some glory right now because there's quite a lot of stuff on his panel at the moment. Move this down here. Let's see. I think he's going to go running around town again. Now with the Emerald Deathmobile, I played another skill card this turn, so I get both of these resources, so that's 4. I could use that for 4 might or 4 speed. On the other hand, he's got 7 might right now. Yeah, I know what he's going to do. Okay, we're going up to 11 might. First thing he's going to do is take out the Racketeers. That's 4. They have no benefits for getting rid of them other than not having them around anymore. They go in the plot trash, it's worth noting. Then he's going to hit the gangsters, he's going to hit the Raptor Gangsters for 1. Then he's going to use 2 speed, come down here to the squid and kill it. Destroy a card in your play area or discard pile, then put a card from the Union trash on top of any hero's discard pile. That is amazing. He's got Into the Night. I don't want to get rid of that. Okay, we'll destroy the Green Skull Herb. That's not very important. Union trash on top of any hero's pile. My word. And it's any card. So what do we got here that's stupidly expensive? Strongest in the West? Oh, that's good. Bred for Battle is also good. Yeah, I'm going to take this Bred for Battle because it's activated as if you played another power card this turn, heal 1 damage. We're going to give that to Lady Sunbeam. Yeah, because she's got a couple of power cards. She'll be able to make use of that. And that's a very nice card. Alright, so all of his might is used up. He's got 2 speed left. 2 speed and 2 valor. I've never seen this card before, and this is now my favorite card ever. I love that art. There's nothing we can do with the 2 valor, so he'll just gain a heroism and call that done. Not that he didn't do enough or anything. Alright, nothing threatens him. Gee, I wonder why. Peril. Wrath of the Underworld. Play a plot card. This is the last one. The Cretaceous Club. Citywide alert. Hard liquor. Increase the fight of raptors by 1. Place this on the farthest panel with no hero on it. That's gonna be out over here, and that is a challenge that needs valor to be confronted. Unfortunately, now it is time to set up the next issue, which is Overwhelming Underboss. Time for us to actually start making progress towards beating this guy. So this becomes the new rules card. We can have 3 legacy cards, which so far has not been an issue. The breakaway cost is +1, so if you want to leave a panel with an enemy on it, you have to pay 1 extra speed. When a panel 3 or more spaces from Hero HQ is set up, the player may choose to place the top card of the mobster stack there instead of a city card. And we want to do this. We don't want to have more than 1 mobster at a time, but we want to do this. We take the issue 2 stack, move it over here, shuffle it, destroy the old plot deck, and any old plot cards are just going to be out here doing stuff. That's the Cretaceous Club. And then we shuffle the city deck, which is a very good point since we just moved a bunch of issue 2+ cards to the bottom of it. Now we'll be seeing those, and won't that be fun? The last thing we do is refresh panels. So the zoo is refreshed, and let's see, what else? That one's refreshed. Anything that I didn't lock down can be refreshed. Alright, Lady Sunbeam's turn. So what we want to do is explore at range 3 or 4 and get those mobsters out. She's not going to be doing that this turn, I don't think. We do have some Raptor Gangsters to deal with, though. So this round, she's only got might and speed. That's interesting. 4 speed and 6 might. And if she gains 2 heroism, she can get 2 extra might, but I don't see that happening. Alright, let's go over here, set up another panel. Impossible Academy. Put cards you achieve from this panel on top of your deck. Oh, that's interesting. And it gets an extra one too, which is good. Alright, this is Grab and Go. Debut. Put a card with a printed resource of 2 or more from a hero's discard pile under this, then move this to the nearest panel with no city cards. The overcome is a hero gains 4 heroism, and then the card under this goes into that hero's hand, which is to say the hero whose deck it came from. Alright, printed resource of 2 or more in somebody's hand. Yeah, let's do Graviton Mastery. And then this moves to the nearest panel with no city cards, which is this one. So it cost her 2 to get over there. That's the speed, so she doesn't have enough to get back and do that. She doesn't have any... Hey, look, we finally have a union card that costs 2. Jeez. Alright, not going to be achieving anything here. Alright, yep, don't want to move back because she'll get hit by the raptors. That's going to be it. That's going to be a very underwhelming turn, but those happen sometimes. After Green Death's amazing last turn, I really can't complain. Nothing threatens her, so here comes a peril with the new issue 2 cards. Escalate 1. Alright, Dr. Tomorrow. He's got 5 Valor and 3 Speed, and this says if you explored a panel that costs 3 or more speed this turn, destroy this card to have another hero draw a card. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We will... This might not be good because he's got Raptor Gangsters there, but he also can't do anything about them. Wade's Bend Power Plant. The action is... gain 5 heroism if there's nothing here. Alright, so instead of a city card, we're going to get a mobster. And our mobster is, drumroll please, Allosaurus. His fight is 4, his threat is 1. He is a big nasty guy. When this assaults, you may only use 1 gambit. When you take damage that was dealt by this enemy, Allosaurus deals that much damage. Wowzers. Alright, so Dr. Tomorrow is in a bit of a pickle. That being said, he also has a shitload of Valor. Okay, I'm going to put this on top of his deck, activate Applied Science, and gain 2 speed. Oh, except he can't leave. That would get him off the panel. Now, you know what? I'm going to get him off the panel so that he doesn't get threatened by the raptors. Allosaurus is going to come down here and mess him up. Oh yeah, and before we do that, how about we'll gain Negate Gravity, because it's over here on the University and it goes on top of his deck. And that means it will be in his hand when Allosaurus comes down to beat his ass. Not enough Valor left over for heroism. That's fine. Let's draw. Hey, Flurry of Fists, draw a card. Oh wait, that's an in-play gambit. Shoot. Okay, well he can only use 1 gambit on the damage anyways. Alright, threat phase. Allosaurus comes down and attacks him for 4. We will go ahead and use Retro Rocketeer to reduce that by 2. The top card of his deck. Hey, and I get to draw that. Peril phase. City never sleeps. Put a city card on the nearest other panel without one. That would be the one that he just came from. 5 Alarm Fire. You cannot achieve union cards on this panel. Overcome, gain 4 Valor. Okay, so you could actually, essentially, get a free card when you beat that. Each enemy with a threat of more than 0 that is not on the same panel as another hero moves 1 panel towards you. Be the Raptors. Then if they're in range and have not threatened this turn, they threaten you. And they threaten. Come down here and hit him for 2. Doesn't have any more in-hand gambits. Owie, ow, ow, ow. I just realized that I did the feat wrong. It looks at the training token. It doesn't cost any training tokens. Anyway, Green Death. If nothing else, I would like him to go take out the Raptors. Can he do that? I don't think so. Yeah, nope. 2 speed, 4 Valor. Alright, well, for 4 Valor, he can probably get something good, or maybe he can deal with something. Hey, I know. Let's go confront the Black Flag. 2 speed to get over there, 4 Valor to confront it. Destroy a card in your play area or discard pile, then each other player draws 2 cards. Let's get rid of one of these herbs. Everybody else can draw 2. Dr. Tomorrow's feeling good. And that means that they can have awesome turns on their next round. Alright, okay, that's everything for that. Alright, nothing threatens him because it's all over here. Peril. Escalate 1, no mobsters on his panel. And that's it. Lady Sunbeam needs to beat the crap out of Allosaurus. First thing, bred for battle. If you played another power card this turn, heal 1 damage. Yes, indeed. 9 might. The question is it going to be worth... Yeah, it's going to be worth taking out the Raptors and then hitting Al with the rest. 2 Valor. Can she gain anything? No. Okay, so that's going to be a heroism. And that is it. So she takes out the Raptors. Oh, she takes out the Raptors by dealing them 2 damage. And then we hit Allosaurus for 7. And then we're going to run. She's got 3 speed, so she can go 2 panels away. Yeah, she's just going to go 2 panels away, so she doesn't get threatened by him. It's very important not to take any damage from him, because then he will start healing. Okay, nothing threatens her, so let's see what the perils are up to. Wrath of the Underworld, play a plot card. Flyby Shooting, destroy a union card in your hand. Each hero is dealt 3 damage. Okay, that's going to be social networking, I think. Yeah, no, we kind of want that one. Everybody take 3 damage. Alright, Gambit that down to 1. He will Gambit that down to 1, and look at the top card of his deck. Hey, he gets to draw it. Oh, this is fun. The Emerald Deathmobile says in-hand Gambit self. Once per turn, gain 1 defense. You don't have to discard it, number 1. Number 2, he makes that 3 defense with his base ability, so he takes nothing. Awesome. Okay, Dr. Tomorrow needs to beat the crap out of Allosaurus. He's finally got himself a legacy card, although it's not going to stick around very long. So this one's interesting because it says in-play Gambit, so you have to play it first. Range 0, which means that you can use it to protect somebody else. That being said, if you're in range 0, you're probably also getting hit. Not necessarily, but it's possible. Oh good, I've got Yeehaw. That will be lots of extra damage. I thought I destroyed this. Oh well, I guess I forgot to. 4 Valor. Let's go ahead and grab Jupiter's Gauntlets, which goes on top of his deck. Yes, awesome. Alright, that's all of his Valor. Might now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Might. Now hang on, Tesla Gauntlets. You achieved a card this turn that costs the same as another Union card in your play area or discard pile. Destroy this card to deal an enemy on any panel 2 damage. Hey, I just achieved a 4-cost card. I've got a 4-cost card. Let's drop Tesla Gauntlets and do 2 damage to him instead of just 1, leaving me with another 5 Might. We're getting down there. The stack is going away. Okay, and he doesn't have any speed because I took that as Valor, so that's his turn. But at least he has Gambit options. Boy, does he have Gambit options. He has Gambit options, and it doesn't matter because he can only use 1. Threat Phase. Allosaurus is going to hit him for 4. Let us use this, dismiss this card to gain 3 defense. So dismiss just means it's a legacy card, it goes into your trash. So he'll only take 1, but Al heals 1 as well. That being said, he only healed 1. That's pretty cool. Alright, Family Business, escalate 1. Uh-oh. And then we activate the Pull the Strings ability of the mobster on my panel, which is this deals you 2 damage. That I can use another Gambit for. Let's go ahead and do Retro Rocketeer. Hey, and that gets me Applied Science. That reduces it to 0, and he doesn't heal. Oh, I'm sorry, activate its effect, issue -1 times, so he does that once. Okay, Green Death, could you please come over and help us? Maybe. You know what? He needs to go deal with the Cretaceous Club. I kind of forgot that was there. Alright, he's got 3 Valor, and we could get a ton of speed. It's not going to help too much. But hell, he can rush up and lamp Al 1. Okay, so 1 speed to go over here. Exert. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 4 Valor. Ugh, damn it, never mind. Okay, 1 speed to come up here. You cannot use speed from Origin cards to confront this challenge. So we'll take speed off the Emerald Deathmobile and use 2 of it to overcome this. Any hero gains 6 heroism, he's going to take all of it. Now, he has 3 speed, which is enough to get over here. Let me see if there's anything he can buy along the way. No, of course not. He comes over here like a dumbass. We're going to empower Pass the Mantle. If it is issue 2 or later, destroy this card to gain 4 heroism. If you have not exerted this by the end of the cleanup phase, you lose it. So destroy that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to buy Poison Gas Pellets, which currently costs 6. But that will use up the 4 that I just got. Put this out. Oh, that's so good. And then we will go ahead and play that. It's a legacy card with an in-play Gambit. That being said, I might not want to use it. But that gives him 2 extra might, joining on to his 3 there, so he can hit L for 5. Oh, so close. He's down to 2. Cripes. Is there anything else that I can do here? Yeah, actually there is. Alright, I think that's all of his stuff. Use the heroism so we don't lose it. Keep that legacy card because it's issue 2. And now he gets threatened by Allosaurus, doing 4 damage. Well, we're going to use the Poison Gas Pellets. In-play Gambit, self. Dismiss this card to gain 1 defense, make that 3, deal that enemy 2 damage. Now I don't know about the timing here, because Buddy Boy is hitting for 4, we're reducing it to 1, and also hitting him for 2, but he also heals 1. I think I can just kill him without taking any damage, because I gain the defense, I deal the damage, and that takes him out. Again, if that's wrong, mea culpa, but you never know. Now this begs a question. Here we go. The important part. When a number of mobsters equal to the number of heroes plus 1 have been defeated, the Dino Mafia is broken and the heroes win. So we have to take out 4 mobsters. That's our first one. He goes in the mobster trash. That's how we keep track of it. Now we need to go explore another panel. But that was, let's see, and this gets dismissed. That was Green Death's turn, which was pretty amazing. Peril Phase. Escalate 1, no mobsters. Alright, I have skipped a few rounds. In the interest of time, the video is running a little long. If the play time is worrisome to you, please remember that A, I've been explaining things as I go along. Your first time playing a game is always going to take a little bit longer than once you've fully mastered it. B, playing with more heroes does increase the play time because you have the threat phase and the peril phase for every player, so playing 2 heroes would take less time overall. And C, Tabletop Simulator is not a great platform for playing games with lots of components, especially when they don't fit all on one screen. The Spirit Island mods are just as bad as this. So when you get this game and have the physical pieces in front of you, it'll be a lot easier to deal with. So, things that have happened in the past few rounds. Lady Sunbeam and the Green Death have had some explosive turns. We keep training Green Death and giving him enormous heroism bonuses whenever they show up, so he has tons of awesome cards in his deck. Big Rig came back and Lady Sunbeam took him out in one hit, and most importantly, we have defeated Big Paulie T-Rex and Jimmy Hornhead. We have just explored this panel down here, which is the Callum Colton High School, and Lady Sunbeam is about to confront our final mobster, because remember, we have to defeat a number of mobsters equal to the number of heroes plus 1. So this is either going to be Luca Brachio or the Ankylosaur guy whose name I cannot remember. And this is the Ankylosaur guy, Carlo the Tail. Let's see, it says, oh no, it says back plates. You cannot deal this damage unless you started the turn on the same panel as it. When you take damage dealt by this, discard a might card. That's his tail whip. That's unfortunate because I was hoping she's got 8 might in hand right now, and I was going to get a little bit more heroism to gain some extra might from Solar Flare. Shoot, I guess that's going to end her turn then, because I think she's out of speed. Yeah, she had enough speed to go and reveal that, so that's her turn. She's going to come down here only to get tail whipped by this bastard. Which, speaking of being whipped by things, Lady Sunbeam's also down to 6 health. I mean, everybody's hurt, but she's really hurt. Alright, Carlo threatens her for 4. We will discard just a blur, which says, discard this card to gain 2 defense, then draw a card and discard a card. So that'll be fun. So she takes 2. Because she took 2, she has to discard a might card, so we'll drop one of these smaller ones. Ouch. Alright, so we've all got to pile into the high school and then take him out. Peril phase. Wrath of the Underworld, play a plot card. The Fence, ooh. This comes out onto the board. So it's got a citywide alert. Damage dealt by raptors is unavoidable. Ooh, that's bad. Debut. Place this in 2 raptor gangsters on the panel with the least expensive union card. That is this one, which is 3. 3 is the least expensive union card, which is terrible. Nobody's even had 3 Valor in the longest time. Raptor gangsters on this panel have threat 0. This cannot be dealt damage if it's on the same panel as a raptor. Okay, so you gotta take out the bodyguards, and then you can take out the little guy. So 2 raptors we got left in the deck. I know what Green Death is doing this round. Okay, that's her turn. Dr. Tomorrow's got loads of cards here. Just absolute scads of them. But will they do anything good? Maybe. First of all, he's going to use his 4 Valor to achieve this Higgsfield card, because he can, and that's amazing. Second of all, Emergency Department. If there are no Union City or villain cards here, remove 4 damage from a hero. We're going to do that. Heal poor Lady Sunbeam. Next, I will activate the social networking, because I played another tech card this turn, so we'll destroy this card, and someone else can draw 2 cards. That'll be Lady Sunbeam. Alright, I've got 4 speed. We're going to go ahead and explore one more map panel. I could summon the last mobster here, but there would be no reason to do that. The Verandavan Embassy. Ah, interesting. So it says set up. After setting up this panel, trash a Valor card on it. Okay, so we get 3 cards. Because it's at range 4, we're going to trash a Valor card. There aren't any. Well, lucky. The panel action is Hostile Power. Destroy a Valor card in your play area or discard pile. Okay. We get a City card. Haven't gotten one of those in a while. Keep going for mobsters. Ambitious Mugger. Out of his league. Defeat him to give someone 2 heroism. That sounds like a not bad idea. Alright, so that was all of my speed, which, with the mobile lab, if you explored a panel that costs 3 or more speed, this turn destroy this card to have another hero draw a card. I will do that, and we'll have Lady Sunbeam draw a card, because Green Death is not fighting Carlo yet. Alright, and then he's got 6 might. Wow. We'll go ahead and take out this Mugger. Somebody can get 2 heroism. I guess we'll give it to Green Death, and he can actually train for something on his turn. Poor little Mugger. He tried so hard, but he was out of his league. Is there a Valor card that I want to destroy? Probably not. Yes, actually there is. sacrifice my interns to the Vrandovins, and that'll be his turn. Peril. Oh, we're about to hit issue 3. Play a plot card, then if it is issue 3 or later, escalate 1. The issue will change after this is resolved. Sleep with the Ichthyosaur. Oh, not again. Dismiss a legacy card, then you are dealt 5 damage. If it is issue 3 or later, this damage is unavoidable. Well, thankfully it is not. Let's see. Can we avoid this? Yeah. Alright, we're going to use this jetpack, which I got recently. The in-hand gambit is discard a card to gain defense equal to that card's cost, and if you take damage, draw a card. I have this 4-cost card, and that will mean he takes 1 damage, and I get to draw this last card. He's going to have a rough time getting in with Carlo, but he also has not been fighting monsters that much, so it's probably okay. Alright, and that's it. It is time for issue 3. All-out Dino War. We can have 4 legacy cards after our cleanup phase, which I should mention, the Green Death did at one point, but it was still issue 2. Our breakaway cost is now +2. We can still get mobsters if we want. We don't want. And that becomes the new plot deck, and here we go. Green Death, let's see. Legacy card, legacy card. What can I train for? Oh yeah, we're going to get the Emerald Tip Bullets, which will cost me all but 1 of my heroism, and add yet another training token. I always do this. I always end up training for so many cards when you're not supposed to be able to, really. Alright, so we'll go ahead and play that. That says increase the printed might on custom Sterret cards by 2. I unfortunately don't have any. In fact, all I have is the Emerald Deathmobile. I got 3 speed. I can use the Deathmobile to get 3 might, which will let me take out 1 of the bodyguards. Now, they have 0 threat, which is good because I can spend that 3 speed to get off the panel. And they're dealing 4 damage now, and it's unavoidable. That is it for him. He'll be dealing tons of damage next round, which is unfortunate, because he also won't be hitting Carlo. Alright, those gangsters do not threaten him. Instead, we get a Peril. Crime Wave, Raptor Gangster immediately threatens. And it is 4 unavoidable damage. Now, I can still Gambit. That's in play. Yeah, I can use Haunting Laughter, draw a card, and if you have more than 5 cards in hand, discard a card. I want to get another custom Sterret if at all possible. I'm going to skip that one. So he just took a bunch of damage, but it's fine. He's fine. It's okay. Lady Sunbeam needs to get rid of Carlo so we can win. Alright, first question. There's our superpower card, so we can activate Bread for Battle and heal 1. 2 Valor. Oh boy. Hey, let's do this. Alright, we're going to activate Heroic Hellion, which has been amazing. Destroy a Union card on a panel in range 1 to gain the printed resources on that card. We will take out Wrote Me a Steer for 4 might. With that, 14. She has 14 might. She hits Carlo until he cries. He's down to 1 health. I honestly cannot complain about that. She can gain 1 heroism with her 2 valor. And she could escape from him, but I don't think she's going to. Because somebody's got to get rid of him. Somebody's got to start on his panel and deal him 1 damage. If it comes down to it, it gets back around to her, she'll do it. Carlo threatens her. Oh shoot, the Raptor Gangsters threaten her, and that is unavoidable damage. Okay, Carlo's hitting her for 4. She'll have to discard a might card. So let's see. Gambit for 2, Gambit for 4. She takes no damage. She doesn't have to discard a might card. These guys hit her for 4. Ouch. And she would have had to deal with that even if she had left, more or less. Peril. Let's see what horrible perils lie in store. The city never sleeps. Put a city card on the nearest other panel without 1. Put it over here. If it's anything good, Dr. Tomorrow can deal with it. Chopper Hogs. Debut. Put this on the nearest panel with no city cards. Well, that would be this panel. They got 2 stamina. Each enemy with a threat of more than 0 that is not on the same panel as another hero moves 1 panel towards you, and if they're ranged, not threatened this turn, they threaten you. Well, that would be them. So that didn't work. They're threatening for 3. I think she's out of gambits. Oh, that's not true. Just a blur. Gain 2 defense, draw a card, discard a card. Sure, so she takes 1. Okay. I think we'll maybe have Dr. Tomorrow come and clean things up here. Alright. Dr. Tomorrow, please make it stop. Unfortunately, he can't. You know what? I'm not going to play the jetpack, because I might want that if he moves over. Alright, so we activate Applied Science, put the interns back on top of his deck to gain 3 Valor. So I got 2 Speed, 4 Valor, and 2 Might. Let us go up here and take care of these guys. Defeating them gains me 2 Valor and 2 Speed that cannot be used to progress challenges. Okay, so 3 Speed and 6 Valor. Is there a 6 over here? Good lord, there is. Alright, I will spend 1 to come over here and gain Inertial Dampening, which sounds amazing. Now this has a rally effect, which says you may put this card in your play area. Rally says it's only triggered the first time that card enters your deck, hand, play area, or discard pile. Cannot be triggered at any other time unless it enters another player's deck. So we're going to go ahead and put that into play. It's a legacy card. It says reduce the fight of all enemies on your panel by 1. It cannot reduce an enemy's fight below 1. And then despite the fact that he's going to take a bunch of damage, we're going to move over here with that, because that'll actually be really great. Yeah, I think that's going to be awesome. Alright, he gets threaded. So that's 3 damage from Carlo the Tail. I will use Castling to discard a card and gain 2 defense, and then discard Retro Rocketeer to gain 2 more defense, so he takes nothing. Reveal the top card of my deck. If it's Origin, draw it, otherwise replace it. Nope, that's the Higgs Field. And then the Raptors threaten him for 3 instead of 4. That's going to be it. And then he gets a peril. Escalate 1. Oh boy. Actually not certain if you escalate in issue 3. It's probably not going to matter, but if a monster is on your panel, activate its pulling strings effect twice. This is place a Raptor Gangster on this panel. Holy crap. Things are heating up down here at the... Okay, they're on that panel. I can't fit them on there. Alright, that's his turn. Green Death, make it stop. I think what he needs to do is, well, it would be very helpful if he could clear out the fence. Alright, let's see what he's got. There's his 4th legacy card. Alright, so he's got 6 might. That is enough to go and deal with those guys. He's also got 3 speed, 2 valor. Let's make that 4 speed. Alright, so 1 speed to go over here. He's going to shoot up this place and take out the fence so we can start avoiding the Raptor's damage again. Nothing to help him there. I'm going to activate Social Networking because I played another tech card this turn, destroy it, and we'll let Lady Sunbeam draw 2 cards because she needs it. This is so rough. That was 3 stamina for the gangsters, 1 for the fence. That means he's got 2 might. He's just going to stay right here, I think. No, actually, no, he's not. He's a goddamn hero. He's also sneaky as hell. We will hit one of the Raptor gangsters with that last 2 damage, and hope we have enough gambits to survive the assault. Okay, he's getting threatened by everybody. Let's start with Carlo the Tail. Gambit. Dismiss this card to gain 1 defense and deal that enemy 2 damage. We win. Ha ha! Woohoo! Whoa. So you can see, I've explored about 2/3 of the map. There's a lot of cards out. Admittedly, for whatever reason, we just never had the valor to buy them all. But that was a really good game. Loading everything onto the Green Death really worked out pretty well. Like I said, Lady Sunbeam. Lady Sunbeam is a very easy hero. She's pretty good at everything, and she's very strong. Dr. Tomorrow never got his engine going, so I don't think I really got to show off what he can do, but he is still very cool. Now, if the plot deck had run out here in issue 3, we would have gone into the Overtime Special, the Extinction Event, which is pretty much the same, still 4 legacy cards, plus 2 for the breakaway cost, but monsters assault twice during the threat phase, and if by some chance the plot deck runs out again, then you lose. So that's how the villain wins, is by outlasting the heroes, if not just outright kicking their butts. But that is how you play Union City Heroes Alliance. I really hope that I got across how much I like this game. The Kickstarter is coming to us on Tuesday, February 16th. I'm very excited about it. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's going to be available and on the horizon. So with that all being said, I would like to thank Paul Malco for asking me to do this video, bringing me on the project as a playtester, the other designers, the artist, let's see, his name's on the box up here, isn't it? Antonio Garcia. Thank you, Antonio Garcia. Your art has really brought Union City to life, and it is freaking fantastic. And, of course, thank you for watching. You can follow Union City on Facebook and Twitter. I will put a link to the Board Game Geek page in the description of this video. Once the Kickstarter comes out, I will have a link to that as well. And this will not be the last Union City video that I post this week, so you can look forward to that. Also, of course, I always end my Custom Sentinels videos by flipping the table, and I think this one will be no different. Please go check out the Kickstarter on the 16th when it comes. I don't think you'll regret it. That had a very different quality from a Sentinels flip.